Create a real deck now. I had a request to make a Ruby Sapphire deck, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and do a new deck. Who was it that asked me for that? I always name it after the person. Nashkari. Nashkari. The Nashkari. That's Sapphire. Okay, so we're good there. Some of these cards aren't showing up exactly right, but as long as they work right, that's fine. I've updated quite a few times. Some of them are showing up upside down and as other cards. I'm okay with that. That's whatever. I can always type them in. So he's playing Poca for some reason. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, let's go ahead and save deck. And then it's got burn in here. Playset of burn. We talked about Heat Wave. He kind of needs a playset of these. He's only got 2 in here. I'll go ahead and post this what I'm building here. What is my stream schedule today? As long until my wife tells me, kicks me off my computer. That's my stream schedule today, or until the servers crash. I'm not really doing anything in particular. I'm more or less trying to test cards and try to break cards now at this point. So if I haven't played a card yet, I'm looking for those cards I haven't played yet to break them. So like we just tried to break a mechanic, the life gain mechanic, and we got pretty late in that match. Okay, Soldak, you have a good time at the gym, which I encourage everybody to get out to the gym, because a healthy mind and body is a good thing. He's got an Eternal Guardian in here. I haven't played with it really yet, so I'll go ahead. Well, I have, but I didn't actually get it in play. I don't think that really fits this deck, but I can put it in here if I can find it. Is it right here? Eternal Guardian. There he is. It's probably not going to do a whole lot for you. He doesn't really fit in this deck, especially because of the curve. He was playing 4 Time Ripple. I'm going to play 2 Time Ripple. Time Ripple, Oracle Song, of course. 4 of those. He's playing Chronic Madness. We're going to play something else instead of that. We talked about that. Secret Lab. He's playing Secret Lab. Okay. Ancestors Chosen is a must 4 of, so I'm definitely going to bump that up. Ancestors.
Stop it.
He's only playing 2, but you really need 4. And he's got a burn to the ground, 2 burn to the ground. In what way? Oh, is my stream freezing? Oh man. I hope not. I'm not seeing any drop packets or anything. If it's freezing for a second, it's because I'm zooming, like I'm leaving the client. Every time I click out of the client or click on a window, like this whole screen's gonna freeze for everybody that's out there, if that's what's going on. Let's see here. It looks like some of the words are kind of like trailing off too. So I'm sorry about that. I'm still trying to get something so I can have some chat going on while it is that it's streaming. Let me see what it looks like here. It probably doesn't look that good. Oh no, not that. Yeah, it's kind of like going off the screen there. I don't know why it's doing that. I wonder if there's something I can do to fix that. There should be. I don't know what just happened. I'm gonna reset this. Alright, let's go back over here. It's gonna take just a second here for me to reset the chat before we do another match. Pop this puppy out. Do this. Style sheet. Oh boy, okay, that's good. Okay, now I just need to line it up. That's not what I want. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, stream is slightly laggy right now. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do to help that right now. Second wave is a myth. I hope not, because I do feel like people need to be able to get in. Alright, there we go. That should help quite a bit there. Alright, let's see here. What else do we have? Oh no, I gotta go back. No child wants to go to sleep. I've decided that. No child ever wants to go take a nap. And they just don't understand what it's like to be an adult and be like, man, wish I could have more time to sleep. I need a burn to the ground. Okay, so we're at 50 cards. Cards I left out. I have the secret lab in here, yeah. I left out Chronic Madness, which is for... Oh, Mimic. I didn't put Mimic in here. He also has 4 Storm Colossus, which is a bit high. We can try to play this. I think I'm just going to play the Singleton Storm Colossus. Problem with this deck is going to be that this Heat Wave is going to hurt Ancestor's Chosen and all of his dudes. So that may actually not be a good idea. Yeah, I'm not sure. Mesmerize is removal too, so we'll play those. Sure, we'll play that. Oh, of course we gotta play Wrenlocke. 2 of those. Yeah, I can really see us getting in trouble with these heat waves right now. Might have a bad time if those pop up. I'll play another Mimic. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of like a funny deck, so we'll see what happens here. Play the AI. Nashkari. Just to see if this deck is even really going to be viable for us, really. Yeah, I guess it's not really great. We've got our 3 resources though. That seems good, and we only need 1 to play this Time Ripple, and it's a lot of denial. I don't think this champion's the right choice for this deck either, really. Should be some sort of card draw or something. Because this is more offensive, and that's not really what we are. Yep. Play the Ruby Shard, pass turn. We're playing against the ramp deck right now. Well, this is really bad because we really need to play this guy out, and we're not able to because we don't have our shard. So this is not looking good right now. There's this Chlorophylla. It's not looking good versus this ramp deck. Although we can mesmerize whatever he drops, so that should help. Or we can always time ripple if we need. Well, actually, we still need resources to do it. Yeah, Chronic Madness doesn't really work for this deck. Oh, look, we got our shard. Awesome. So at this point, there's not a lot going on the board, and so the play here is going to be Ancestors Chosen. We're going to go and activate this Blaze Elemental and get some damage in. So I think that the reason why we can't get 2 Blaze Elementals is because there's probably just one of them in the game, and then when it dies, the tokens in this game go to the graveyard, and they actually go and stay in your graveyard. Like this one dies at the end of the turn, gets sacrificed. And there's probably just one of them, and so that's why we probably can't activate it and get another one, because it's already been activated, it's over here. And that's probably a design space thing that needs to get fixed later, where it is that instead of simply having multiple cards in the game, they need to have a card to call and then just say you have X amount of them. So that is not good for us. So we're going to start getting those Ancestral Specters in the deck. The deck's going to start getting bigger by 2 cards. So we've got a Ragefire, but it's not big enough to kill this Tyrannosaurus Hex, of course. So we'll probably mesmerize it in the following... oh, it's a basic action. Can't ready. Time Ripple. We can Time Ripple it in response. See, well, Burn to the Ground is only going to be 3, so that's not enough either. So we will Time Ripple. We will Time Ripple when it attacks. No real reason to attack in. Course. What tier is Streamer? I would prefer... oops. Declare defense. I don't have a defense. I prefer not to go into exactly what tier I am. I'm obviously at least high enough to get into the alpha right now. But I prefer that you guys thought of me more as a person that is good at the game and not someone that is Mr. Moneybags. So, I prefer not to go into exactly what tier I am. So, okay. So now I can actually deal with this Tyrannosaurus Hex with a Ragefire. If I Ragefire his face and then I'll Ragefire the Tyrannosaurus Hex for 4, I guess. Would seem to be pretty good. Now I'll just remove him, and that's no problem. Something that could never happen in Magic. I would just like to point this out because I've got the 3 Ruby resources, which is just enough threshold to play a Ragefire. In Magic, I'd only be able to play one of these, whereas in this game I can play both of them because I meet the threshold requirements. Okay, we'll pass priority here. It's also Ragefire is not instant speed, so even though it says 2, it's actually 4. So this should deal 4 to him, which it does, and kills him. And now leave me free and clear to push some more damage through. He's got 2 cards in hand, and I've got 4, so card advantage to me right now. He's got 7 resources. Of course, he ramped 2 of them. So he's actually played... well, he seems to be flooding, so that's good. Of course, that's the Tyrannosaurus Hex that we bounced, and we made it 1 point more expensive, so it was a 7 cost. Ancestors Chosen, of course, is throwing these Specters into the deck that are 2/2 Specters that cantrip when we play them. So I could mimic his Tyrannosaurus Hex and then make the trade if I wanted to. Not a whole lot of card drawing going on right now, surprisingly. Or I could just tie it up. Depends if I want to trade or tie it up. I think I'll go ahead and just mimic the Tyrannosaurus Hex here. That seems fine. Make my own. In fact, I would probably just trade damage with him. If he swings in, I'll let him, and I'll just trade, because I had 7 on my side and 6 on his, so it's really not a good swing in on his side, but I think the computer's programmed that if its life total is at a certain point, like it is now, he'll probably swing in, which he does. So I'll just go ahead and take that 6. And I'll push 7 in response on his turn, which will put him within lethal range. Actually, if I push 7, I have 3 more points with this. Here, of course, is the Ancestral Spectre, which is going to cantrip us. We'll draw a card when we play it. It's a nice 2/2 flyer, so actually I want to see what that card is, so I'm going to go ahead and play it right now. And let's see, we'll get our next card. Another two Mesmerize. Actually, I can Mesmerize this guy and he'll be completely invalid, so I'll do that in my second main step. Here, we want to swing in, do my 7 points of damage. And we will Mesmerize here. And that seems pretty good. He should not ready here, which he doesn't. And he's really pretty much... yeah, it's pretty much the end of the road for him at this point. So actually that started off pretty poorly and kind of got good. So all I can do here is I can actually just burn his ogre and then push the 7 damage through that I need to, or alternatively I guess I could... it's going to crush 4 points of damage through anyways, and I could push 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, even if I just swing in, he won't be able to stop it. So that's what I'll just go ahead and burn this guy. So I'm going to burn 2, where X equals 2. It's priority, and then there. So I went ahead and used my resource pool properly. And we'll just push through the rest of the damage here. Wait for the fist to mimic. Aaron, have you ever seen a Paulness Squirrel Titan out? Yes, I have. In fact, I have played the Paulness Squirrel Titan. If you want, I can put together that deck real quick for you. If you want to see the Squirrel Titan. It's just basically a 6/6 Titan, I believe. So... I could play against players, maybe if someone's going to challenge me. Give me a challenge. Yeah, alright. Let's go ahead and play that Nashkari deck one more time, and then we will, I'll try to put together a green ramp deck for you guys. I'll probably put Fist in there. I haven't got to play with Fist yet. He's kind of ridiculous. We actually think that Fist of whatever his name is he probably needs to get nerfed down. Okay, because he's just too dominant. Because he's indestructible, that's the big thing. He's a 7/7, I believe, and he has Crush. We'll go ahead and keep this. Yeah, we should draw into hopefully another Ruby resource to play this Ragefire. So let's go ahead and play our Ruby Shard here. We have a burn in case he plays an early troop. Oh, he needs to cost 8. It really, for a ramp, it really wouldn't matter with the mono green. The biggest problem is that he's indestructible, and so he's really difficult to deal with right now. Sapphire Ruby Tempo. I didn't actually make this deck. Well, I fixed it a little bit, but I would call this more control, because it seems like more what we're doing is simply answering threats, and then we kind of come through with damage. So this feels more control-y than tempo-y. Tempo, I would say, is more small creatures at the beginning of the game, and I'm not really seeing that happen too much with this deck. This feels more like control. So it looks like he might be playing the Inspire deck of some sort of Inspire variant, where he's not playing the champion that gives you the 3/3. He's playing the champion. This guy actually gives things +1/+1 every time, whereas the one that gives them the 3/3 doesn't work necessarily all the time. Let's see, I have 7 cards in hand here. Go ahead and play that. Again, no real reason to Ragefire or answer anything. If I play Oracle Song, I'm going to end up discarding at the end of the turn, which I don't... Well, no, I won't, actually. I'll be even Stevens. So I might actually Oracle Song here. Anyways, we'll go ahead and put our Blaze Elemental into play. He shouldn't have any response for this. I'm going to go ahead and push some damage with that Blaze Elemental, which, again, this champion doesn't make a lot of sense to me for this deck, but it's the champion that the player chose to play. And Oracle Song should be fine. I'm at 6 cards. Oracle Song will go to the graveyard. I'll be at 5 and draw 2 cards to replace it, so I won't discard any. So I'll go ahead and play that right now, which will leave me tapped out, but I'd rather have 2 cards. Oh, lots of Ragefire and a Heat Wave. Okay. So I'm actually not in a bad place right now because I can play a Heat Wave if he plays like lots of dudes for some reason. Looks like he kind of stumbled on his diamond resource, which I'm guessing he has because this is a champion that only works when you have diamond in play. He needs at least 1 diamond. That's what it looks like. Whereas I need 2 ruby to play my guy. Clergyman's pretty strong play there. It's very respectable. So at this point, I'm debating on Ragefiring it. I think I will Ragefire it just to get Ragefire rolling, because I can do that during my main phase. Oh, actually, you know, I want to play Wrenlocke before I do any casting of spells. So that way I can draw lots and lots and lots of cards. So we're going to play Wrenlocke here and stay tapped out. That should be fine. This guy's not going to get any bigger. He'll buff the next guy coming, but I think we can deal with him. We've got 2 Ragefire in hand, so we can actually kill him, and then most likely we'll be able to kill whatever else. Wrenlocke also has the added bonus of avoiding Heat Wave. So if he plays another guy, there's a very good chance we'll get a 2-for-1 with Heat Wave and then draw a card, which will be a 3-for-1. Yeah, I really need to move this whole like screen over. I'll do that after this cast because it's just so far over. I just don't see what you guys are saying. So if I don't respond to you right away, I'm very sorry about that. Burn to the ground seems pretty good right now to my Wrenlocke. That seems like a pretty strong play there. Yeah, because he was going to draw me way too many cards. I really think Clergyman is pretty beefy. Okay. So at this point, yeah, we'll go ahead and answer his guy with a Ragefire. That seems pretty good to me. No waste. We'll Ragefire and then we'll just pass turn. We're at 6 cards, he's at 5 cards. We've got card advantage here, but not by much. Bought Death's History just because it's designed for 2 monitors, yep. I've actually considered going up to 3. Or 4, actually, and like stacking them. Maybe in the future one day. Ooh, he's just out of Heat Wave range. So it's going to be 2 cards no matter what. It's just which 2 cards. It's probably going to be Burn, Ragefire here. So I'm just going card for card with him at this point. Second main phase. End step, I'll go ahead and burn his Mariner at the end of the turn here. Another burn in hand, which isn't going to do anything to his guy, but Ragefire will. Ragefire should save 4 right now. It doesn't, because we already cast 1. It did cast for 4 though, so at least it cast properly. And we have nothing else to do for our turn, so we'll go ahead and pass the turn back. So it's really a draw-go game for us, but we're still 2 cards up, which looks pretty good for us. Of course, now everybody's text is running off my screen again. I don't know why it does that. It's just frustrating. I really just got to work on this whole like text being on the screen in the bottom corner. 2 and Ruby Enchantresses, that's fine. I have the Heat Wave to answer that. So that's a 2-for-1 for me, I think, because that's 2 cards he casts. Or does it make an extra one? No, that's fine. So we'll go ahead and Heat Wave here. It's got to be a little bit frustrating on his side of the table at this point. And we can pass turn back. We have nothing to cast our Oracle Song with. We should be playing more resources, you would think, at this point in the game, but we aren't drawing any. Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know, I would appreciate to see if you have like a better modded sheet than what I've got. I've got a modded sheet, but it doesn't do very much for me. Okay, so he's got a Sword Trainer and a Shield Trainer. And I can burn... What is he playing here? +1/+1. And to that one, I'm going to burn in response. So before that +1/+1 hits him, I'm going to kill it, which will fizzle the ability. It's always one of those things when I'm using his ability, it's like, when do I use it? When's a good time to use it? Fizzle is the same thing as countered, by the way. As far as magic terminology. Storm Colossus, okay, that'd be interesting to see if I could play it. I feel like taking 2 damage here and just Oracle Song just to draw some more cards and try to play a resource this turn. I feel like I'm way behind on resources. He's got 6 in play, I've got 4. I think that's the play here. I mean, I could mimic his guy, but it seems like a really poor target, and it's a 2/2. He's really, it's kind of like whatever. Okay, well I drew into a Heat Wave, 2 Heat Waves. So actually, that's fine. I'll just wait. Take the 2 damage and then see what he plays in the following turn. There's a pretty good chance most of his stuff in the deck has only 2 health anyways. I'm kind of taking a little bit too long on my turns here. I'm a little bit, my clock's a little bit behind his. Yep, okay, I'll take 2, sure, that's fine. I still have board presence pretty well with what is that, 6 cards in hand compared to his 0. So I guess he played his resource, so he actually drew a resource, which is kind of funny. Can't play my Storm Colossus yet, so I guess I'll go ahead and Heat Wave this. Well, let's see. Mimic, Mesmerize, Mimic. Yeah, that's fine. We'll make it so he can't ready. That's fine. I'll pass turn here, and that pretty much locks up the board again. Seven is just so much for this guy. I mean, there are other things that we could have put in the deck. If we had Wrenlocke in, though, this kind of would have gone crazy. So it was good that he had the burn spell to answer Wrenlocke. I'll play a burn to the ground to my face, I guess. Okay, that seems okay. I don't have any healing, so that's going to be somewhat of a problem. He didn't really have any targets for it anyways. There's another Sapphire Shard, so we're getting close to that Storm Colossus. I really hate mimicking this guy. I want him to play something better for me to mimic. So I think I'm going to sit. I'd really just rather wait. I've got the 2 heat wave in hand. I feel like I'm in a pretty good position, so I'll just wait. Of course, if he top decks another burn to the ground, I'm in a bad position. Ruby Enchantress. Alright, I can heat wave both of these guys away, although this guy's already been put out of commission. I don't want to mimic anything because I'm going to heat wave here, so I'm just going to heat wave. Need to play something good, something big. I guess that's like the biggest stuff he has, though. There's a burn to the ground to the face again. That's not good for us at all, especially with no counter magic. Of course, given given the full collection, we would have counter magic in a deck like this. So, is that the wrong card, Elliot? All right, we can finally play our Storm Colossus, which is untargetable. So hopefully this will take over the game for us. What? Colors in the cards? Yeah, colors in the cards. What colors are these? What color is this one? It's silly. It's a viewer's deck. Yeah, did not expect that. So the chat box now, like, it does go away after, what, like maybe 5 seconds. So if I hit enter, it comes up. Oh, I hope you're saying kind things about me. I'm nice. Not shy. Oh gosh. Even Shaggy, he's a nice guy too. So I guess at this point, because he hasn't been playing a lot of like nice big things, it's kind of like I just end up copying lots of Storm Colossus. Just copy my own Storm Colossus. Randaria. Okay, we'll play our Sapphire Shard here. Of course, if he top decks burn, we're pretty some sort of burn spell, like another burn to the ground. We're pretty much dead. We'll go our attack step, of course. Swing in. You can't really block it. And then I think I mimic my own Storm Colossus here, although I could Heat Wave. And I'll mimic my own Storm Colossus. That seems like the best play here, because that'll give me a blocker for him, which can't be targeted. So he should have a hard time dealing with it. Let's see if I top deck for the win. Pretty much. Yeah. So this deck did a decent job of 2-for-1ing our opponent. It just felt like, nope, good game. So we'll put together the fist deck after this, and then oh, I guess he surrendered.